Religion promises an abundant life, but look closely at modern believers, and you'll find millions walking through their days under an invisible weight of guilt that never seems to lift, no matter how many prayers they say. Data trends suggest this exhaustion is a primary driver behind the mass exodus from churches. People aren't leaving because of intellectual doubt alone. Over a third of those walking away cite a faith culture built on fear and the constant pressure of shame. This happens because many have been taught to treat life like a survival horror video game. In this mindset, the world is a terrifying map where you must constantly dodge a monster called sin just to avoid the ultimate game over of divine judgment. This paralyzing anxiety is not a failure of your faith. It is a system crash, the result of running a fear-based theological operating system that was last updated 1,500 years ago. The code for this fear-based system was written in the 5th century. As the Roman Empire collapsed into chaos, a theologian named Augustine of Hippo sought a way to maintain order and moral boundaries during a time of total societal breakdown. This diagram shows the moment the error was introduced. In Romans 5, the original Greek text uses the phrase "ho," meaning humans experience death because of our own actions. But Augustine relied on a Latin translation that swapped this for "in quo," or "in Adam." That altered proposition cemented the doctrine of original sin. It redefined the starting line of human existence, designating every newborn as a guilty convict before they have even taken their first breath. While this strict doctrine served as a psychological fortress to keep society together during the barbarian invasions, that same fortress is now suffocating the spiritual lives of modern people. In 1517, Martin Luther asked how we are saved from this guilt. Today, a second movement asks why we engage in faith at all. Is our primary motivation fear of judgment or the joy of love? This document, Luther's 95 Theses, reflects a deeply legalistic era. The focus was on the mechanics of salvation, treating grace like a transaction rather than a transformation of identity. Life was not designed to be a survival horror game. It was designed as an open-world exploration, a journey we can call the Eden game. In this framework, you are not a flawed defendant. The Genesis account describes the Creator breathing life directly into humanity. This implies you carry a cosmic fragment, a form of divine DNA within your very being. This theological concept mirrors the physical reality described by astronomer Carl Sagan. The elements that make up our bodies were forged in the hearts of stars. We are quite literally made of the universe's own material. Identifying as a divine fragment made of star stuff changes how you approach your day. It provides a path to move away from the exhaustion of dodging a judge's wrath and toward the active pursuit of self-discovery. This raises a question. If Eden is an open world designed for growth, why does it contain pain? Why place a forbidden fruit in the center of the garden? The forbidden fruit is not a trap. It functions like the weights in a gym. Just as you need physical resistance to build muscle, you need the resistance of choice and the possibility of failure to develop spiritual maturity. This chart contrasts two types of pain. White pain is the difficult strain of growth. Dark pain is a downward spiral driven by fear. Navigating this requires a pause. Taking a moment of reflection lets you consciously choose growth. Jesus in Gethsemane provides the archetype for this choice. Facing peak terror, he paused and chose to align his will with love rather than fear. He accepted the ultimate white pain to move the game forward for everyone. When you learn to distinguish between these two types of pain, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You become an active architect of your own evolution. We need to re-examine the definition of heaven as an escape hatch. The idea that it is a geographical VIP lounge you only enter after your physical body dies. In his theory of special relativity, Albert Einstein showed that space and time are not absolute. They are variable, changing based on the position and velocity of the observer. Reality is more fluid than our senses suggest. This observer-dependent reality echoes a specific nuance in biblical grammar. In the Gospel of John, Jesus uses the Greek perfect tense metabibaken to describe the transition to life. This tense signifies an action that has already happened with results that continue into the present. It suggests that crossing over isn't a future destination, but a current state of being. Within this paradigm, heaven is a state of active consciousness. It is achieved when your mind and your actions align with the divine DNA you already possess. If we treat heaven only as a post-death destination, we risk ignoring the entire point of the Eden game happening right in front of us. The liberating truth of this theology is that we never actually lost Eden. We only lost the perspective required to see it. It is the world we are standing in right now. In this revealed open world, the primary rule is sola amore, only love. Look at the challenges you are facing today. Identify the forbidden fruit that is testing you. Which white pain are you willing to embrace to move your story forward? The rules of the game have been updated. Drop the weight of inherited guilt, step out of the survival horror, and play the game with joy.